Hi everyone, Mo here. Welcome to my vlog for the weeks of June 30th and July 4th, 2022. Well, it's summer, it's lazy and busy at the same time, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so the last day of school was done and I got some pictures printed of my youngest daughter's class, and then I haven't scrapbooked in such a long time. I am feeling the urge to get back to it in a more simple way, just the pictures and the story, rather than all of the bells, whistles, techniques that used to be all the rage back in the day. And this is my youngest in front of a yarn bombed tree. Like, I have seen yarn bomb trees in San Francisco and I thought they are so cool. But to see them in my little hometown in New Jersey, that felt amazing. So I had to take a picture of her in front of, there are some others, but yeah, this is one of them. And my daughter bought a dress for herself. I think she went with her father and she just picked it, and it looks so lovely. She's like a little queen. And my oldest visited for, like, can't even say days, few hours, and all the girls, me and my two daughters, we went out for dinner. And it was 4th of July, so a lot of places were not open, so we went to Panera, and Panera was very empty, so there was a lot of fun going on. Then we took the food and we went to the nearby park, and that's where they were together being silly, and I just got these pictures, and I think they are very precious to me. Despite all the silly smiles and the faces and the general disregard of a mother's need to take pictures of their kids doing the most insignificant things. Anyway, and since then I have been planting a lot of seeds, tending to a little bit of a garden. Here's a little garden on my windowsill. Variety, there's pothos, there's mint, lucky bamboo, more mint. Yeah, it's just my little upcycled windowsill garden. And this is the rest of my garden, all of my plants. Some succulents. I believe this one's Morning Glory. My daughter planted it, my little one. And that's the basil that's coming out. Some more lucky bamboo. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very hot to be outside right now. Hey, this is the thing. Sometimes it's too cold, sometimes it's too hot, and regardless of that, things are going on. And I have, I think I told the story of the mint that my neighbor gave me. And my mint are being propagated in various little containers around the house. On my windowsill in this room, downstairs, near the back porch. Yeah, every time they park up when I give some water, it feels good, and it feels like, it's like a proud mommy moment that I'm doing something right. And then a lot of prayers, like, oh, like the good remain kind of thing. And what else did I do? A lot more eco dyeing. Oh, before I do that, I found this at Michael's. It was Oh my God, it was, I don't know why. You can tell it's cheap. You can tell it's not good quality. I mean, there is nothing special about it. It was not expensive, but I don't know. I couldn't leave it behind. There were yellow ones and purple ones. I looked for a pink one. I couldn't find it. So I got this one, the one that was kind of in the best condition among a pile of greenery. I think it was a greenery clearance or something at my local Michael's. And I don't know, this made me happy. It was like, it was probably $1 or $2 at the most. But yeah, if it was just the stem, it would have not been so appealing to me. It's just the bulb, because I have grown tulips, and I like to grow hyacinths. So the bulb and how it pops right out and then the bulb goes back, and oh my God, yeah. So that was very interesting to me. As you can tell, I did a lot of eco dyeing. So I think I have showed many of these in the past. Like this was the tea, this was the onion peels, this was oak leaves, these mint leaves, this was thistle, and this beauty is from blueberries. Like, in our local grocery you can buy blueberries in little plastic boxes, and that a little bit, and they come with a sticker that keeps the box closed. So I think what had happened is I had kept it in the fridge, and it had just fallen toward the back, and I got into an odd angle where I could no longer see it because of one of the stickers on the box. And when I finally saw it, when I was cleaning out the fridge and I saw it, they were like blueberry raisins. They had dried up and scrunchy. They were very few, but nobody would have eaten them. Yes, I could have put them in the smoothie. I wasn't particularly attracted to eating them either. So what I did was I made it into a dye instead of throwing it out. And look at this. It made me so happy. So my favorites of all of these so far is this one, the onion one, and to some extent the mint one too. And this, not this one, this one actually, this was the thistle, and this actually this is called a trumpet vine. The flowers were red, and my understanding is they are a bit toxic. I was a little late in understanding that. No harm done to anybody else, but I got super itchy. So yeah, it did not give any redness at all. Like it turned mushy brown and did not yield that much of a dye really. But of course there is a bit compared to the undyed one, but it's so yeah, it needs to come with a long explanation to explain what that is. But yeah, other than that, then there was this one I can't get over. I love it. So this one was a piece when I had saved the dyes after my first round, and they were taking up a lot of space in the fridge. So I had to, it was a learning point for me that if I'm going to make that much, how much dye I am preparing and what are the materials I am going to dye. So if I do not have enough materials, and this was experimental, these are the things that you learn from doing that, then I would not have to store so much, and then I had to eventually throw them away. Not they were going bad or anything, but it was just there was not enough space. So before they went out, this was a final dip into the orange peel and a little bit into the blueberry, and the second round is lighter of course, but even this looks makes me happy. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking that I would include them in my art journals, but honestly I do not want to cover them up with gesso to make them thick, etc. I might embroider something on them. I don't know. It's taking me down a whole new path, so who knows where I'm going to end up. And then these were papers from old books. Old books, new books, doesn't matter. You know those library, pre-publication library copies that come? And I had one of those books. Then the library gives it out for free. And they were not old books. There was nothing special about the individual pages on the book. It's not like diagrams or anything. It's just a storybook. And so I took off some of those papers and I tied them up with threads. Now where did I keep my thread? Oh, here. So these threads were also like white, but I tied them up in bundles. I did not know the first thing about what I was doing, but you know, I just rolled them up and I tied them up. I don't know if that accomplished anything, but I got these pages. And if I wasn't impatient, I could have used probably the rest of the die without just discarding it. But, you know, again, learning. And it made the papers thicker. That is very interesting to me. It just, maybe it's the water or whatever it is. And it's nice. I like how some of the areas, and you can see like wherever the bottom part of the roll was collected a little more color. And I have no idea what's going to happen to these, if this is where it ends or if this is going to go somewhere from here. I have no idea. For now, this is where it is. As ideas come to me, I will probably do something or nothing. And if I do something, you will know about it. Okay, so apart from that, I'm trying to find a place to put this away. I finished my June sketchbook. That would be a video of its own. It was all about, you know, florals, botanicals. I don't want to give away too much because I want you to watch my other video also. And yeah. This was fun. This was very quick. It's not like when I am sketching or something, I usually take a lot of time. This was not like that. I made it a point to keep it super loose, because keeping it loose and flowy and painterly doesn't come very easily to me. I have to be mindful that no, I am not going into every detail or every speck, every line. Like when I'm creating a coloring page, that is how I usually do it. So there is a lot to do once the coloring page is ready and done. When you are coloring it, it's like guiding. If there are so many lines here, maybe you add a little more color here, and kind of like that kind of things, a lot of details. And I love that too. I love the coloring books that I made. They are all available. They are printables. So you just, if you purchase, it gives you the download, and you download it. After that, you can print it out on your choice of paper. Your only limitation is probably how thick a paper your home printer can handle. I like to do mine on laser. You can also do inkjet, but inkjet might not lend itself to wet coloring mediums. I don't know. I haven't had an inkjet printer in a very long time. So these are, yeah, and then you print them out whatever size. You can reduce them, make them small, big, whatever way you want to do it. It comes with enough resolution that you can do a 16 by 20 or higher. I didn't have access to printer bigger than 16 by 20, which is not my home printer, just so you know. But yeah, it has its own possibilities. And the reason I was talking about that is just seeing the same flowers, seeing the same arrangements, but capturing them, expressing their impression on you could be very different depending on the medium you choose, depending on the purpose of why you are doing it. So with that, the detailing with the pen and stuff, I love it. I love doing that kind of work. It's not painterly, however. So when I do painterly stuff, I have to be very mindful, let it go where it needs to go. I don't control it. So giving up that control is something I also love. Love meaning I'm not good at it. I am trying to practice it, and I do like the experience. When it all got said and done, at first it seemed like, oh my God, what am I doing? It doesn't even make any sense. But once it was done, I can't say that I was displeased with the results. Of course, there is so much room for growth and development in this practice. 1 month of loose painterly floral drawings is not going to make you a pro. It doesn't. It didn't make me anything. But I'm glad I did it. And it did loosen up, but it's a practice you keep doing. It's like brushing teeth. The more you do it and it becomes second nature, then you don't struggle so much. You don't have to be so attentive to be loose. It's just a very odd juxtaposition. Unless I'm careful, I can't be careless. Carefree. Careless is probably not the right word. Carefree. Yeah. So enough about that. And I have planted seeds. My plants are sprouting. And this is probably my latest infatuation. Is this watercolor markers. Watercolor markers are not new. I have had them before, but this is my new set. The colors are still extremely juicy, so I am having a ball. Doing what? Like, these are all the colors. I just took them out of the box, and the box looks so pretty. Yes, there are 24 colors here. I believe 24 is the set. I don't know if they come individually. I don't know if they will eventually come in smaller sets. I don't know. This is beautiful. I'm loving it. So what am I making with this? This summer is my son's summer before going on to senior year. So I want to make sure that all the medical things that have been, pushed for later, not urgent matters that are not bothering anybody, that gets pushed back, but they also need to be done before he goes off to college and stuff. So taking all those appointments and addressing those issues, like not leaving them, not ignoring them and forgetting them, how it goes. Taking care of those, which means there has been waiting periods. And I had to get my car serviced. The first time I did it, somebody had popped off the driver's side mirror, and it probably somebody very big walked past and got stuck on my mirror and took the mirror with him or her. And the mirror, I came back to the mirror hanging off its where it should be. And since then, I have been trying to pop it back, especially when I am braking hard. The mirror jumps out. So it's very interesting. Every time it does that, I roll the window down and I have to fix the mirror. And it's not ideal. Okay, it's really not ideal, and it's very uncomfortable to see a mirror hanging like that, because I'm always afraid that, oh my God, what if it falls off? Okay, so I went there on 25th of June and they serviced my car. They took care of everything, tire rotation, oil change, filter change. They did all of that. And they told me, okay, we don't have this mirror in stock. So what we are going to do is we are going to place an order for you. I'm like, okay, great. So they gave me an appointment for the 9th of July. I went back on the 9th of July, and after sitting there for 1.5 hours, they told me, well, there's a slight issue. And what's the issue? We ordered the wrong mirror. Oh, great. So we are going to order the new mirror. And because this mirror, I think they ordered a cheap version, because my car's mirror comes with a camera. When I'm backing out, I can see exactly the lines of the parking spot and everything. So one side of the camera is not working because this mirror is not compatible with the camera. So they said they're gonna do it again. I have to go back, I don't know what, 23rd of July. So I will be doing that. So while I was waiting there that whole time, I was drawing, of course. What else can you do? I was drawing people. And whoever else was waiting, and everybody left before me, because I was the first person in, last person out yesterday. And I was drawing. So when I came back, I started coloring those sketches. So this, I mean, I had other things, so I just started doing this one. And it was very interesting to draw people sitting like that, because people sit in such different ways. One person's relaxed is another person's stiff, one person's relaxed and another person's almost obscene, the way they spread out, you know. And it was very interesting to hear snippets of conversation in different languages. The area I am in, we have a lot of people that speak fluent Italian, and so I was listening. I couldn't understand a thing, but I could hear from like the tone of their voice that they were having a good time, they were having a pleasant conversation. And it's amazing, you know, if you take away, it's just like I was describing about the coloring book drawings versus the painterly drawings. Even if you remove so much of the details, you still get the idea as to what's going on. You may not understand everything that's being said, but or everything that exists in the visual, but you capture the essence of it. So the painterly drawing is kind of capturing that essence, the feeling that I get when I look at a flower that is in full bloom, you know, that experience, that is what I am trying, the drawings that make you feel something rather than, you know, very accurate drawings. I love accurate drawings, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Oh, I think I need to change the setting of my camera, because this looks like this is getting dark outside and my camera's ISO is set very low because this place was very nicely lit. So I'm going to change that setting so I don't have to edit it. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, yeah, I hope that's much better and brighter. Yeah, so just drawing that, and when I came home and I started coloring, this is just my experience. When I use different mediums, I almost see the subject in question also very differently. Like the light and shade, if I was drawing and coloring with my pencil, I would probably approach it in a I do approach it in a very different way than when I am, say, coloring with watercolor marker, because then I am applying the color in a very different manner. I'm applying the color in different spaces. For example, the light was hitting all these chairs, and I just added color over here. Then I realized, oh, this part is dark, and so I would add a little color there, rather than, you know, starting with the light and then going somewhere else and then adding the shadows later. When I'm doing the watercolor markers, what I'm noticing is, and this may be very common knowledge, but I haven't experienced with watercolor markers as much, so please bear with my excitement. And yeah, so I would put the darkest patch down and then add the water and move it to create the light and the shadow. So that was something I noticed. This was from last night. It's not finished yet, but I like how it's unfolding, because of course you are not there, so you didn't see the actual place. But when I look at this, I remember that space and I feel that light and shadow. So yeah, I hope once I complete it, and again, these are, you know, sketchbook explorations that are not happening in my standard sketchbook. Reason being, my paper doesn't hold up to the watercolor markers. I can show you. Okay, so this was day one. This was happening on the 25th of June. Same lady in a different moment. I noticed something that was very strange. I was the only one with some form of analog entertainment in that entire space. Everybody, people who were working there, people were there to get service, they were all, for 2 seconds that they got, all on their phone. They were not talking to the people they have dragged with them to wait with them. They were not having any communication with the person next to them, who they brought with them, not like family or whatever. And it's interesting because when I am on the phone, I am no different. I'm no better than that. I do that all the time as well. When I'm on a digital entertainment, onto something, like if I'm watching Netflix or you know, scrolling through Instagram, whatever it is I'm doing, everything else fades away. My focus is just on my phone at that moment, on that app. However, when I'm busy with drawing, I am much more open to hearing what's going on, even if I don't understand what's being said, and I have no intention of really eavesdropping, but you know, just things that float in, the light, the sounds, the smells. Somebody walks in and they have a perfume, strong perfume, and you smell that. Somebody is getting a cup of those, you know, complimentary coffee, the smell of that. It keeps you somehow much more open. But that one little device, when I'm on that and focused on something on that, even if it's not my work, I do a lot of work on my phone also, but this is not work. When I'm mindlessly scrolling through something, and I realized how much I cut out in those moments. But when I am doing something not on the phone, a lot more comes in, a lot more, somehow I'm open to more. I don't know, is this anyone else's experience, or I'm just going crazy? Well, that is also possible. Never mind. Anyway, the paper, when I was doing it, and this is, you know, this is not watercolor paper. Once I added the markers, it was fine. But since these are watercolor markers, I wanted to use water. Once I used the water, there was a little bit of a bleed. Not too much, but you know, the fiber of the paper kind of did not hold up. Now, right now it feels smoother, but when the color was wet, I could tell that, oh, okay, so these are the places where the fibers of the paper got reactivated somehow. And whatever, I'm going to keep drawing here, but and I have colored with watercolors and acrylics here, like this is acrylic, and where is it? This is watercolor. But the watercolor marker and this thin paper are not good friends. So for that, next time I was there, I switched up the paper. I didn't draw it on yesterday. I didn't draw it on this paper. This was last night's experiment. I was drawing here. I was, you know, it's summer, lots of play dates and park time. So when we go there, I'm drawing there. And this was yesterday when I was sitting in front of the TV. I was not watching the TV, but they had History Channel on, and I was just drawing. And yeah, so the drawing kept on happening in this, but then I realized that if I want to play with my new toys, I better be choosing the right paper. Okay, what else? What else is happening in my life? I think that's it. That's it. And yeah, I will film the sketchbook flip through next, and I will see you there. Bye.